Good evening, gentlemen. Today I managed to almost be on time. Isn't that an accomplishment? You need to go on your calendar and put an X. V was almost on time. 20 minutes earlier rather than later. So I guess it's an improvement. I'm trying to start earlier because I want to finish earlier so I can go to bed. A little bit tired, but I also need to get to work. This is what I do for a living. I entertain you. To know how good I am at it, not everyone is good at their job, but I'm doing my best. Hey, I have a friend that took his Bengal out clubbing. If you don't know what a Bengal cat is, it's like sort of more of a wild cat. And we were in this club, and the music was just deafening, and the cat just literally didn't give a shit. It just stretched itself and went to sleep, and I was like, what the? But yeah, I am dancing. I am dancing. Someone in the chat told me to dance. I am dancing. Nothing shameful in dancing. Anyway, a lot of things happened today. Let's wait for more people to join the chat. We can talk about it in the meantime. A friend of mine brought a PlayStation 4 Professional. Apparently that's a thing, right? So you don't have like PlayStation 5 yet, but you get like PlayStation 4.5. So he gave me the old PS4 that he had. Cat, what are you doing? And I've been playing Red Dead Redemption and Days Gone, and I think they're good games. They're good games. I recommend it to people. Let me see if I can show you what the cat is doing right now. All right, so this is what's going on here. Yeah, I mean. so you guys can understand what I'm dealing with. Cat, why you do this? Why you do this, huh? You were asleep when I started. I didn't want to kick you off from the room because I thought that you're going to behave, but instead, and the other one, they're surrounding me like sharks. By the way, like lions. They're all over me. Yeah. So this is a Bengal cat, and a friend of mine also has one, and went clubbing with it in an atmosphere that was filled with boomty 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 boomty. And the cat just got itself as long as it is and went to sleep. And I was like, wow, wow. Cat, why you do this, cat? Huh? I'm trying to work. This is how I feed you. It took the pointer in its mouth and is now running away with it. I need to give it. Usually, when I want the cat to behave, I drug it. Like I give it drugs. I give it catnip, and it starts snorting it. And go, that's a way to deal with cats. But anyway, it's let's talk about things that happened today. Interesting article I had to share with my mother, just to ask her, like, what do you think about this, mom? What happens when a man gets pregnant? And my mom told me, like, leave me alone with this rubbish. Why are you sharing me this rubbish? It's like, what do you mean it's rubbish, mother? It's progressive. You need to get with the times. You need to understand. Men can get pregnant. Men can have periods as well. It's very progressive. And I'm trying to educate my mother about it. It's a very difficult concept that she doesn't really manage to get into her head that yeah, men can definitely be pregnant now. Yeah, it literally has gay ads, like literally, little gay ads. Cat, I will throw you out. I'm not joking. Don't look at me like that. Don't give me the Shrek puppy eyes. But yeah, no, men absolutely can get pregnant. Who am I to disagree? I understand you get kicked off Twitter. You can get fired if you disagree. I don't want to get fired, so of course I agree. Here's something else. This is very progressive, by the way, and it ties into the whole ContraPoints narrative. Gears 5 includes trans, gay pride, multiplayer banners. And I was like, holy shit, this is very stunning and brave. Now, I am to understand and this is something that was made blatantly clear to me on the Twitter, that if you are a cis straight white man, you shouldn't talk about transgender issues because you're getting into trans people's spaces. So if this game is for transgenders, I'm not really sure. Like, wouldn't it be bigoted from me if I play it because I would get into a trans people space? You know, smash that like button to fight against transphobia, by the way. But I genuinely do not want to take away from trans people. You know, like if I purchase that game, what if like I get the last copy and a trans person doesn't get it? I don't want to be put in that situation. I do not want to be that guy. You know, so I think I'm going to leave this game for trans people to buy it because yeah, I don't want to step on their turf. You know, I understand that they're marginalized people. They already have it rough. I don't want to be the guy that takes away from their entertainment. So yeah. I went to medical school to tell my mom that men can get pregnant. Yeah, but unfortunately, you don't learn this in medical school. You learn it in gender studies. You know, they. Come on, cat, get out. Just do it. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get out. Wish. Go do something productive with your life. Right. Yeah, I wasn't aware at medical school that men can get pregnant, but you know, like there are people in society far more knowledgeable than doctors, and those are like the gender studies professors and the grievance studies academia. Like when you get an appendicitis, you don't go to a surgeon to fix it. You go to the gender studies professor. It's like, oh, it's hurting me. Teach it to stop oppressing me. Teach it to stop oppressing. You know, like that's how you manage to get. Yeah, you dissolve all the boundaries. You know, like cancer. Cancer actually dissolves all the boundaries, especially stomach cancer. You know, it goes through the mucosa, goes through the muscular layer. It goes through all the boundaries. So yeah, it's very apt. Anyway, why don't I start a family? See, I'm already being oppressed. It's like people are assuming that just because I'm a man, I need to start a family. I need to start a family. I don't know. Maybe I will. Trans people should scare me. Man, seeing what they did to ContraPoints, yeah, let's just say I wouldn't want to get on their bad side. So, I'm going to talk about ContraPoints in a bit. Again, waiting for more people to join. In the meantime, we can talk about Muslims and Sims. You know, when you think about the game Sims, I think about Muslims. Now, in the previous games, like, you know, Sims 1, 2, and 3, religion wasn't really a factor. I don't think you can, you know, dress your Sims like a nun or, you know, have a job as a priest or something like that. Like, they were avoiding religion. I don't think you can be a Hindu. I don't think you can be a Buddhist, but yet you can be a Muslim with big tits, apparently. And of course, you know, like I generally don't care. I don't play Sims, don't mind it. It's like, yeah, sure, you know, like if you want to dress your Sims with the hijab, like sure, why not, whatever. But apparently some people cared, and some people went to talk about it on the forums, and apparently they were banned because you don't get to talk about religion on the forum. So the developers, you know, they want to have that conversation. They want to push religion into their game, and when the clients, the people paying them money, the people making them famous, the people putting bread on their table, are responding to the conversation that the developer started, they get banned. So, you know, like this is my problem with social justice. It's not that they want to have like whatever in their game. That's fine. You know, like if you want to have it, go for it. But why don't you have the balls to actually have the conversation? Like, why can't you just, you know, take the criticism and give responses and shit? Like, why do you have to ban people from talking about it? This is what pisses me off. You know, I generally don't give a shit that you have Muslims in Sims. You know, congratulations, that's wonderful. But, again, it's like, why are you afraid of people having the conversation? Bunch of pussies. Anyway. No, I'm not really a doc, by the way. Yeah, I don't know if you can build the Twin Towers in The Sims, but apparently you can now build a mosque. So you can. Yeah, they actually added like for buildings like Oriental architecture, I guess they call it. So whatever. I never liked The Sims. I don't like these types of games where there's no way of winning and you just like it's a sandbox game and you get to play and play. I used to play it. I remember I was playing this guy and he was married and whatever there was no food in the fridge and he was hungry, he would call on the girl that he did the kuchi kuchi with, not his wife, the beautiful girl, and she would come with the chocolates, and he would eat those chocolates in order to fight hunger. Like that's how you play Sims. If I play mobile games, no, I do not play mobile games. I think they're very cancerous. Loads of microtransactions involved. I know there are a couple of good mobile games, but usually when I play mobile games that I like, my phone gets really hot. I don't own a really good phone, so yeah. You always wanted to marry a 12-year-old in The Sims. Well, that's something. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know if the European Union, the courts of human rights at the European Union allows me to talk about it. I understand someone said something that's true about the Prophet of Islam, but apparently he offended some people, and the Court of European Human Rights decided that he now needs to pay a little bit of money, because that's how you unoffend people, right? You offend them by saying words, and then you pay money to unoffend them. This is something interesting, by the way. Here's a great example of why I'm proud to be from Iceland. Mike Pence is visiting the country and everyone is outraged. Hold on, there's a chopper. There's a chopper coming. That's probably Mike Pence. Mayor of Reykjavik. All the biggest firms and companies, everyone, they're all flying the gay flag. All Pence will see everywhere on his visit is gay, gay, gay. I think they wish Mike Pence was actually as homophobic as they like, but in reality, I think they don't really care. But why don't they do this when someone from Saudi Arabia comes, or from Qatar, or, doesn't that get the noggin jogging? Like, if they get a visit from, a country where they actually kill gay people, unlike America. Because there are a couple of them. And the way of killing varies from pushing them off buildings to just hanging them. Stoning might be an option. What if a gay person does an adultery? Huh? Like, here's the thing. Like, if you're in a place where gay people are being pushed off buildings and adulterers are being stoned to death, what if you have a family of gay people that are married in America and travel to that country and there they commit adultery? Like, would the gayness trump the adultery, or would the adultery trump the gayness? Huh? My God, see, like, what would you do without me? Who would raise these very difficult philosophical questions if you weren't here in my stream? Mike, how shocking Pence, yeah. Speaking of shocking therapy, I talked about this yesterday, but apparently, scientists are claiming that it might work because there's this really interesting study which was done that shows that you can use shock therapy in order to eliminate people's prejudices. Here we go. Italian psychologist proposes electric shock treatment to eliminate prejudices. Huh? So I guess they would stop being prejudiced towards Mike Pence if they shock the people of Iceland. They go bzz, 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 bzz. And all of a sudden the people of Iceland are like, okay, Mike Pence doesn't like gay people. Yeah, who cares? Huh? Is that how it works? I'm generally curious. But doesn't this mean that they can also do it like against gay people? Huh? Again, like I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying it should be mandatory, but what if a gay person just want to have kids? You know, like, shouldn't he have the possibility of getting the treatment? Just saying. Oh yeah, by the way, Jim Carrey has a hot take. I need to make a video about this, but apparently Jim Carrey, 10,000 gun deaths in 2019, and the year is far from over. What Osama bin Laden did to us was terrible, but he doesn't hold a candle to Mitch McConnell. Ooh. Meanwhile, stats are racist. But here's like how I understand the game is played, right? Like, you need to play the emotions, you need to play the heartstrings. And by the way, like, I couldn't help but notice this hidden dog whistle, this hidden supremacist dog whistle from Jim Carrey's artwork. By the way, Jim Carrey, if you're in any trouble, just blink twice. You know, if they hold you against your will, blink twice. So let me get this straight. What Osama bin Laden did to the United States is terrible, but he doesn't hold the candle to the fear-mongering the liberals are doing. Am I playing the game correctly, kids? Oh my god. Honestly, I generally don't understand why people listen to actors. Like, their lives are so different than that of the rest of the people. Like, most of them are multi-billionaires. You know, like, I can't even comprehend how it is like to live as a multi-millionaire, to not have a worry in the world. So I generally don't care about their opinions because they live in a bubble. You know, like, they live in a millionaire world with millionaire friends. Yeah, I mean, not only that, look at their lifestyles. Like, how many divorces do they get? You know, like, when you look at Hollywood, they got like 4, 5, 6 wives. It's like, holy fucking shit. You know, like, yeah, I do not have anything in common with that lifestyle, so I genuinely do not care when an actor gives me moral advice on anything. I will put it out there because a lot of people actually care what these people have to say. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Romania, alright? Let me tell you about a tragic story that's in the news. A lot of people are... And I want to tell you just how, you know, difficult life is here. I want to tell you, like, real problems, because we're going to talk about Sweden. Like, for example, the lawyer from ASAP, he got shot in the chest and shot in the head. You know, just happened. We talked about men getting pregnant. We talked about Gears of War 5, you know, and all this type of good stuff, but it pales in comparison with this tragedy that happened in my country. So please pay respects, because the media is in an uproar. This is big shit. Apparently, an old lady from the capital was bothered by a couple of kids that were playing and they were being noisy. And do you know what this lady did? Let's see. Let's see if the chat can know. Do you know what this lady did? Chat is still a little bit behind, lagging. Let's wait for so again. What could the lady have done in order to throw a Molotov? Rado, you don't count because you're Romanian. You're cheating. Ran them over. She dropped the yeah. She threw a water bucket. She threw a water bucket over the kids. And apparently this is outrageous. And it's in the news. Like, this is actually in the news. Like, old lady throws water bucket over kids. And for some reason I need to care about it. Oh, mentioning that it was a cold water bucket. Alright, so it wasn't a hot water bucket. What the fuck is up? Like, can you understand, like, how grateful I am to live in this country if this actually makes the news? Like, if this is the problem that the nation has, you know, like, the sprinkler is on the loose. You know, my thoughts and prayers to those kids. I genuinely, like, I remember when I was a kid, by the way. There was this old lady that if you were to sit you know, under her balcony and make noise, she would actually throw with her piss pot. You know, she would throw the piss from her piss pot over the kids. Again, that was fucked up, you know, but Yeah, I grew up with that. Like it wasn't something that made me unaware. And by the way, some of the kids can be really loud, and this isn't the fault of the kids. It's the fault of the city hall because we don't really have that many parks here. You know, like kids should play in a park or something. They shouldn't play just outside of people trying to sleep or study or whatever. Yeah, the kids will definitely be communists now. Yeah, just like I'm looking at the news and I'm like, wow, what a national emergency, you know, like, oh my god. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I think we got enough people to talk about ContraPoints now. So for those of you who don't know, ContraPoints is a YouTuber. I mean, she is far left, but not really that far left. I mean, she is at that far left where you can still maintain the level of reason to actually converse with people and talk with people rather than go like, ah, you're a Nazi, I'm not going to platform it. You know, like, she's a YouTuber that I disagree with some of her views, well, most of her views, because I'm not a leftist, but, yeah, I mean, I genuinely do not think that what happened to her was acceptable. Now, apparently, she didn't agree with the non-binary culture and expressed it in a very difficult way. And of course, she got hounded off of Twitter by the people who are from the non-binary brigade. So here's my point. First of all, people ask me like, why don't I speak when leftists get censored? And the answer is I do. I spoke when what's his name, Hassan Piker got censored. But in this case, I don't think she got censored. Like, it's not that Twitter banned her. It's just that she decided to close her Twitter account, and that's her decision. And it's also her decision for, you know, like being in that toxic community. Like I was getting shit from different communities over the ages. I didn't live Twitter, but you know, not everyone is like me. However, I'm pretty aware of the fact from other friends that are in her circle that it came to the point where she stopped responding to people in DMs because a lot of people were basically hating her because she doesn't allow transgender women of color on her channel. All right, we're getting to that point. So, like basically, she works, builds a channel, builds an audience, and then like they're whining that why isn't she giving her platform that she worked in order to promote other voices? And it's like, well, but the interesting thing to say is that there were already people hating her, and they were looking for a reason. So the moment she misspoke, the moment she said the things that shouldn't be said, are the moment that they turned on her and basically she closed her Twitter account. But I wanna show you what Bob Chipman had to say. Bob Eugenics Chipman. Let me see if I can actually find the tweet. It's kind of difficult to find it, to be honest, but yeah, he basically I don't think oh, never mind. I think it's here. Yeah, all right. So Bob Chipman, he has an opinion about everything. You know, like literally everything. There is nothing in the world that Bob Chipman doesn't have an opinion on until today. Jesus fucking Christ, all of a sudden he's religious. This is something that I noticed, right? Why is it that if I say, this game is gay, then they start saying that you're taking the LGBT in vain, that you're actually using gay as a derogatory term and you're actually homophobic, right? But if you take the Lord's name in vain as an atheist, why don't they say, oh, he's a believer? Huh? How does that work? But anyway, so ContraPoints really got bullied off Twitter. That's pretty vile to hear. Irrespective of whatever the issue was, Not my lane, not my place to have a take. Don't bother asking. Well, I'm glad that Bob knows his place. I'm glad that in the hierarchy, Bob actually knows his place. But in reality, I will tell you what he is doing. It's not that he knows his place. It's that he is scared shitless of the transgender mafia. Because here's the thing. He actually gives his take. It's like, she got bullied off Twitter, right? Got bullied. This is your take, right? It's not that she closed that. Like, there can be other takes. You know, it could be that she just thought her fans are too boring and decided to close her Twitter account. This is another take. You know, maybe she did it out of malice towards the people that were accusing. There's different takes, right? So you already have your take, Bob, but you know that the type of people are going to run you over. Look, here we go. And yet, here you are, tweeting a take on it. Got bullied off Twitter is definitely a take. How did I know? Oh my God, Bob, look, ask me about your community, because I know it better than you. With respect, this is a matter within the trans community. Cis people and their takes on this are not welcome. See, this is why I'm not going to purchase Gears of War 5. Because they have the transgender flag, and I don't want my cisness to taint this transgender space. You know, like I don't want to invade the purity of the transgender space. They don't want my take on it. So why should I play this game? I'm not going to play it. You know, I don't want to take something away from a marginalized community. I got $20 from Bovine the Herder. Here's some money for capitalism, Trump Nazi, from the US of A fan. That for 5 years, love you, dude. Jesus Christ, 5 years of listening to my voice, man. Like you need to have nerves of steel. I don't know how you do it. That's incorrect. Bob got told to stay in his lane. No. He tweeted out and said that he's going to stay in his lane, and then other people told him to maintain staying in his lane. Also, thank you, Susan Anderson. Man, like, honestly, isn't it like, why would you want to be part of an ideology that doesn't let you have an opinion based on based on things that you have no control over, right? Like, you don't have control over how you're born, your skin color, your sexual orientation. Like, this is out of your control. So you're not allowed to have an opinion or a point of view, because it's like, imagine if the cancer patient would tell the doctor, you're not allowed to have an opinion because you never had cancer. You know, like, it's literally that. It's so fucking stupid. Why would anyone want to be part of such a movement? Oh my God. Anyway, let's go to some other news. Man, I went through the Gears of War. Alright, so this motherfucker that I'm going to present to you seems to be like a dating guru. I don't know how else to call him, but I'm like really curious about his secrets now. Like, when I read this story, I wanted to see just how hot this guy is. Because apparently a New Jersey man, and he's 35, right? He's older than me. He lied about being a soldier and convinced 30 women to send him $2.1 million in lonely heart scam. And one of his victims did what another victim of Zoe Quinn did. How on earth did he manage to pull this off? Just, like, how? You know, like, I don't want to talk about how horrible it is. You know, like, it's like seeing a bank robber that got away with it for 20 years and then the cops got him, and your first question is like, how did you manage to do it? You know, how did you manage to pull it off? You know, like, that's my question. How did this guy manage to pull it off? So federal authorities have arrested a New Jersey man who they say has conned nearly 36 women seeking the coochie coochie, leading to one committing suicide. Fucked up. Like, how does he look like? Oh, okay. So this is the guy. A woman killed herself over this. I mean, I don't know. It's not my place. I need to stay on my lane. Holy fucking shit. So, apparently, he managed to swindle $2.1 million. He has been charged in federal court with a single count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. So the Casanova asked the judge to assign him to a public defender, claiming he didn't have enough money to pay an attorney. Okay, now I need to know two things. Number one, how did he convince the women to give him $2.1 million? And number two, how the fuck can you spend $2.1 million? Like, seriously, how do you spend so much money? Like, I genuinely cannot imagine. You know, well, maybe he's in New Jersey and, you know, things are more expensive there, but I wouldn't be able to spend $2.1 million. You know, unless you're just throwing them away, you're pissing them away. Then again, you know, like, maybe, look at this woman. Look at this, like, her face is saying everything. Like, I don't need to make a single comment. You know, I hope she gets her money back, but I'll tell you why this guy is not able to pay an attorney. Because he doesn't have the money in the bank. They're probably buried in the desert somewhere, waiting for him to get out of prison. So, her page is filled with pictures and videos of him showing off gold jewelry, Rolex watches, fancy diners, and stacks of money in addition to high-end clothes, top-shelf liquor, and luxury cars, using the hashtag, like, hashtag rich. The YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm. Man, the moment I'm off YouTube, I oh my god, like the jokes that I have in store. Oof. See, here's my question. You meet this guy and he's got like Rolex watches and expensive cars and drinks all the top shelf liquor. And you're asking him, how do you make so much money? Well, what do you think his answer is going to be? It's like, oh, I have a rich girlfriend. So living high lifestyle, let them hate rich lifestyle. Let them hate. Well, I'll tell you what, the prosecutors really hate it. He wrote in the caption of an August photo. So, I left my daughter for 1 minute to use the bathroom. Now look what I came back and see. He wrote in the video capture. She's been watching me for long. He continued, I guess we might as well start smoking together from now on. Oh my god. Wake up with Luke one time making a phone call to let the bank know I'm coming. Oh my god. Oh, this is so cringe. This is so cringe. Oh. For the last 3 years, he conspired with 3 other men to trick 30 women into wiring him money through several bank accounts under false pretenses. FBI agents said the group used fake or stolen identities to contact their victims through the dating website, including plenty of fish, OurTime.com and Match.com, posting as U.S. military members stationed overseas in at least some instances. They contacted victims through the dating websites and then pretended to strike up a romantic relationship with them, wooing them with words of love. As part of their scheme, the co-conspirator also created numerous email accounts and voice internet protocols, phone numbers, which they used to communicate with victims. Yeah, but how did he get money from them? So over 30 victims, 27 sent approximately $823,000 by wiring money directly to bank accounts controlled by the Saprong or by transferring money directly to Sarpong through money transmitting services. Prosecutors claim in their complaint received much of the fraudulent obtained proceeds via bank wire transfer and sometimes bank counter deposit into a myriad of bank accounts. Yeah, but how did he get it? One of Sarpong's accomplices sent an email to a woman while pretending to be a diplomat named Alwyn Rolflis. The scammer told the victim his overseas unit had found millions in gold bars and that he was gifted with a box of them worth $20 million before asking the naive woman to send him money to get the gold to the United States. Oh my fucking god, people still fall for this? People still fall for this? In 2018, people still fall for this? Holy shit. Jesus. I should start, I don't know, like an awareness group, you know? Like, how not to get scammed on the internet. It seems I would have a lot of customers. But I guess I would also have, like, screeching activists saying I'm victim blaming. I bet this guy would be the first one screeching that I'm victim blaming and to get me to stop raising awareness to people. Honestly, whenever I hear, like, you know, leftists complain that, like, dojos or, you know, like, self-defense classes are victim blaming, I honestly think they're rapists. Like, there is no other way around it. Like, I genuinely think they're rapists and they don't want women to be able to defend themselves. 2 days later, she committed suicide. The victim's daughter told the investigator her mother told her she was going to the airport to meet her mystery lover with the gold. Well, is this like suicide or did they make it look like a suicide? Because this looks a little bit fishy. Ah, my fucking god. This is just... wow. John Doe gave me some shekels. Do I have to come to your country, John Doe, to take the gold out, huh? Do I have to give you my bank account so you can wire the money because you're some Al Jazeerian prince? Nigerian prince is the last of his line. The rebels are storming the palace and he needs my bank account to wire the last of his money, huh? Oh my god. Yeah, no, the scam was so fucking old. Like, you know, like this guy went with the classic. Like he didn't try to innovate, you know, he brought nothing to the business. It's just went with the classic, something that was done 25 years ago. I bet these women would also click on it's like, oh, congratulations, you're the 1,000th visitor on our website. Click here to collect your prize. Flashy, 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 flashy. V, I just found a box of gold. But I need your help to get it from the bank. Did I turn off the alerts on my phone? Yeah, thank you, Alex. That actually helped. Oh my god, like, no, seriously, you know, like in Romania, we have a saying, like, if you don't con that person, it's a sadness because someone else will con him. You know, it's... unless you can con him more compassionate than the other guy, like... And then I find out that, oh wow, like things that 25 years ago used to work are still working now. It's like, I bet like these women, you can call them up and you say, oh yeah, we're working, I'm from the bank. You know, there's something wrong with your account. Can you tell us the password so we can see if your account is still active? Oh my fucking god. Just... let's see, what else do we have today? Yeah, so, I don't know why people do this. But they make me lose faith in humanity. So apparently there's a hunt for a woman who stopped cigarette out in puppy's eye. The dog's mouth appears to be taped shut. Why? Yeah, you guys kinda... apparently some people are saying that this is for sexual fetish or some shit, but I generally hope they catch this woman. By the way, like this is also this is also the way that serial killers start off. You know, they start torturing pets and then they move up. Why am I showing you this? Because it was in metro.cock, so I went through the news, I saw it, and yeah. Oh my god, still difficult to wrap my brain around these things. Speaking of gay people, right? I found the news that was kind of interesting, but apparently a conversion therapy leader comes out as gay. So this person was the leader of a group that's trying to turn gay people straight. And instead he was gay. I'm starting to think that maybe, just maybe, the gays got to him. The gay agenda. But, you know, like, I'm generally thinking, like, what is the best place where you can meet other gay men? At a gay conversion therapy. I think Bedecker actually made the video about it back in the day. Like, he went to this gay conversion camp, and every one of the staff there was speaking with like the most stereotypical gay accent you can possibly imagine. And the games they were playing with the men were definitely interesting, to put it into that. So I'm generally starting to think that these gay conversion therapies are maybe something else. So apparently he comes out. Conversion therapy is not just a lie, but it's very harmful because it's false advertising. Oh, I don't know. Like, apparently this Italian scientist managed to have like this prejudice conversion therapy, you know? The revelation comes 2 years after Gabe was abruptly fired from Hope for Wholeness. Why was he fired? Well, apparently he was gay. So this discredited practice, which is intended to suppress or change a person's sexuality, is currently banned in 18 states. But what about like a kid that's 6 years old and says, oh, I want to be transgender, I'm a little girl. You know, like when I was 5 years old, I thought that I'm going to be Pinocchio, you know? Like, I also thought that I want to be a truck driver. You know, I'm really glad my parents put some sense into me, but... So I was a religious zealot that hurt people. People said they attempted suicide over me and the things I said to them. People I know are in therapy because of me. Why would I want that to continue? He says he knows he is gay. After coming out, he readied himself for intense backlash. He still receives angry Facebook messages from people who say they were traumatized by the program. I was wrong, please forgive me. It's like, yeah, okay, but how do people end up in these programs? Like, can't you leave if you wanna? Like, this is an American thing, isn't it? Because we don't have this in Europe. So I'm generally trying to understand, like, how does this work? Yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe I should have been a truck driver. I would have made money, you know. I mean, you know, people don't get why it's traumatic. Like, yeah, no, it can be traumatic. Like, if you actually believe in God and you actually believe that what you're doing is incredibly sinful, then yeah, it can mess you up. Yeah, there's a lot of LGBT news today. You know, I didn't go out of a limb to find them. They came to me. But apparently Guild Wars 2 is presenting a non-binary elder dragon. Of course. Why not? Why do they do this? Like, first of all, I'm really baffled that Guild Wars is still a thing. Like, I thought that Guild Wars died after Guild Wars 1. Man, I really loved Guild Wars 1. I genuinely loved that game. Like, for those of you who haven't played it, you had, like, several classes, and all classes had 300 to 500 spells. And you couldn't use all those spells. You could only have, like, 7 spells equipped. So you'd have to like make a selection out of those spells in order to have a build. And it was really fun, you know, it was very interesting. It was almost like a card game in a way, because you had to mix and match and make sure that the spells you have combo with each other, that type of stuff. And it was really fun. And Guild Wars 2 was like a World of Warcraft clone. And I don't know why they gave up that originality that Guild Wars 1 had. It's like, why did you throw it away? And yeah, I mean, the only thing Guild Wars 2 used to have is that you could play without paying a $15 subscription. That was literally it. You still had to buy the expansions though, but other than that, no. So yeah, it's a little baffling that the game still exists. You know, Star Wars of the Old Republic went down, the shitter, but yeah. So, persuading you to ally yourself with them in exchange for power. You know, like this sounds like broken English. Oh my god. And by the way, what's also funny is that with this comes censorship on the forums, of course, because I don't care if they want to have like a transgender dragon. Well, it's not even transgender dragon. It's like non-binary. Like, what the fuck is that shit? You know, like the transgender thing. At least it's a medically documented thing. But non-binary is not even whatever. The interesting thing though is that Borderlands also has like a non-binary robot, and they went out of their way to show that it's non-binary to the point where mods would contradict you on the forum if you call the robot he. And they banned people for misgendering a robot. Like, I'm not even making this up. I wish I was making this up, right? But if you go on the Steam forum and you misgender a robot that's even a fictional character on top of it, you will get banned. So, yeah. By the way, I'm playing right now, what's it called? Days Gone. It's a really great game. I don't know why the developers hate it. Sorry, not the developers, the critics hate it, but in my opinion, it's really good. So it's really weird that it got such a low grade. I think if it had like a couple of camp activities that you could do, it would have actually been a lot better. But it's quite promising, and the ending of the game is also really nice. So yeah, you guys. Yeah, Days Gone unfortunately is a PS4 exclusive. As I mentioned, a friend of mine brought the PS4. So PS4 Pro, and he gave me his old PS4, so I could play some of his games. And that one is really great. Alright, well, unfortunately I did run out of news. Like, there's nothing else that I can talk about, so I'm going to have to end it here, unless someone in the chat has something interesting to bring up. I finished Bloodborne, by the way. My computer isn't really that great, so I will play more games. I will live stream more games when I finish buying furniture for my house. And when I do that, I'll upgrade my PC to the point where I can play some games again. Alternatively, I can buy a camera, and I guess I could use the camera in order to stream some actual PS4 games. So that's also the thing. Talk about myself. I don't know what to say about myself, to be honest. Like, you guys probably know a lot about me by now because I'm live streaming every day and making videos every day. So there's that. Look up priority school bans girls for wearing skirts and calls what? I'll actually talk about that tomorrow. Do I still need furniture? Yeah, I have managed to furnish this room. I'm finishing the kitchen this month. I purchased the bathroom, everything there. Bedroom is fully furnished, so I just need one more room and then I'm done. Darren Ottinger, get Jim on. Yeah, well, that would be interesting, but unfortunately I don't think Jim wants to get on. I should do Romanians real live streams. I don't know why people... and I need to go on Streamlabs. I don't know why people want to do real live streams. Like, I don't know a single real live streamer that didn't get into trouble. It's like... I get it, like, you're making a little bit more money. But I'm a lot more happier having just 300 people watching while I make 20 to 30 bucks per stream. And I know that at least I'm not going to get arrested by the cops, you know? Or be next to a policeman while your friend is arrested, while you get text to voice super chat saying fuck the cops. You know, like, I don't want to be placed in that situation. And I don't understand why anyone would want to be placed in that situation, but there you go. Oh my god, like, and not to mention, like, why I don't get these people that want to get their streamer into trouble. Like, if you're watching the streamer, I assume you like his shit. So if you see someone like Andy next to a police officer after yelling aim, aim, and get back, get the fuck back, you know, like, why would you say fuck the cops in a super chat? Like, some people are just evil. Anyway, new Renaissance for $5. Why is anyone talking about the new YouTube radicalization study? Where is the communist pipeline on it? I did talk about it, and I think Sticks and Hammer talked about it. But let me check it out to see if it's what I think it is. Hold on, it's currently loading. Oh yeah, I wasn't aware of this one. But yeah, they don't talk about communism. Like, here's the thing, like all these articles and all these studies, they're dog whistling for censorship. It used to be cyberbullying. Like 4 years ago, there were articles and stuff about cyberbullying, and they were trying to basically get people off, you know. But right now, it's like, oh, it's white supremacy. The guy that I just talked about, the one that conned women, he conned 30 women to get $1.2 million, and one woman killed herself. He's still going to have a Facebook account, when he gets out of prison. He's still going to have, all the social media presence that Alex Jones doesn't enjoy. And he is a person that used the internet in order to get someone to kill themselves. So it's not about to keep people safe. It's got literally nothing about, making sure people don't radicalize or whatnot. I mean, if you look at the New York Times, they posted this article about this kid, which apparently became a traditional conservative, had a girlfriend, and he was listening to Steven Crowder and a couple of other videos. He said that he didn't ended up denying the Holocaust or hating Jewish people. He was a traditional conservative. And then through the YouTube algorithm, he started watching BreadTube, which is actual communist propaganda, and got radicalized to the far left. And the New York Times says it's like, oh, down the YouTube memory hole. Oh, I went and started radicalizing to the far right. It's like, how was he radicalized to the far right? How? You read the article, if you ignore the title, you read what the guy did, there was absolutely nothing that he did which was far right. Fucking bewildering. But, thank you, Agent Beery, for the beer shekels. And again, thank you, Agent Beery. Thank you, Darren Oettinger, John Doe, New Renaissance, Bolvin the Herder, Living John, and everyone else. And with that said, I'm going to go turn in now because I'm quite sleepy. Haven't slept last night. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know I did. And I will see you all tomorrow.